Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to NDB Media's review program on House of the Dragon Season 2. Thank you for joining us. It is a glorious day. It is August 5th, 2024, and we have a lot to go over right now. Good, bad, and oh man, did they really? And I imagine some other stuff like that. But you know who I am. So actually, before I do the intros, all the links are at the bottom, folks. Facebook, ndbmedia.net. There's an incredible amount of stuff going on. I want to give a shout out to Michael Day, who unfortunately is not going to be able to make it. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to make it. Cynthia, if you want to join us, let me know. I'll send you the link and you can come in and comment along with us as well. I understand you are a big, big fan. So let me get through this real quick. All the things are at the bottom on the Chiron, the scroller, the ticker, whatever you want to call it. And let me see. I want to welcome my host. As I said, you know who I am, Roger. Liz, good evening, young lady. How are you doing? You can tell I'm Russian. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Good evening, my lord. As always, I'm on bended knee at your service.
Wow, we could have ended it at that, my lord, at your service and stuff. Wow, I know, Lord Gregor. My life has come to an end for the evening. No, seriously, how you doing, young lady? I understand you're not as hot as we are.
No, actually, we're a little bit cooler than you are. You're what right now? You said?
I am still at 99. Oh, it just dropped to 97. It was 99
Okay.
degrees a few minutes ago.
Then we're even. We're 97 right now, too.
Oh, young lady, we are never even, but I get what you're saying.
No, then
Liz, thanks for joining. Lord Gregor, how you doing? How is it in the northeast of America?
A little cooler, a little drier today.
Yeah.
So that was nice. We just had a huge downpour, though.
Oh, well, I had to go for the artificial downpour. It was so hot, and I made the mistake of leaving the garage door closed. Oh, it was an oven. It is an oven. But anyway, like I said, if you see any colors in the background, I'm sure it's because of the heat. So thank you for joining us. And the queen who never was. How you doing,
Hi.
young lady?
Good. How are you?
Enduring the heat, but it's all good. How is it out there
Where's Michael? It's hot here.
in Southeast America, as I love telling people? I know you guys
Hot
don't
enough
think.
to cook food outside.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I don't know where Michael is going to be. He just sent me a message that he would not be able to make it for tonight's program. I know he did some traveling this weekend, and I'm sure he was a bit tired. So, um, it's yeah, he's tired. Okay, hopefully we don't have difficulty. Am I the one making the noise, folks?
I don't know where it's coming from. It sounds
I don't
like
know where
a
it's coming from.
wind
I'm
or
not hearing it.
rustling.
Folks,
Oh.
everyone in the audience, we need your help. We need your help because we are apparently having some technical difficulties. I hope, for the love of all that is holy and to the seven gods of King's Landing, that it is not my fan, because that's all I have. Please, I hope it's not that.
No, it sounds like a mic is rubbing or something. I'll mute mine in case it's me.
Let me mute
I
mine,
just
too.
muted mine
Did you hear
too.
that? Did you hear that? You're too close, buddy. You need to back off. My mic was a little too close. Anyway,
Monday night and Rogers Punchy.
just a
Not
little.
even the end of the week, dude.
Actually, you know what? Since it was so hot today, at 5 o'clock, I
yeah.
said, "Screw it, it's got to go." It left, and I had to take the shower, so it's actually not that bad, and I feel a little better right now. But it is Monday night, season finale, season 2, House of the Dragon. I know I should have asked you guys. So next year, this is what we're gonna do. What were your thoughts going into the program? So basically the preview, and it kind of takes it away because we've seen the episode now. But I want to start with you, Lord Gregor. What were you, if you can think back before you saw the episode?
So before I saw the episode, I really wanted them to explain a few things, which we kind of got hints towards, but not really explanations of. I was actually kind of hoping to see all the dragons together, like information or something, but we probably won't see that till the beginning of next season.
Yes, me. Okay.
Yeah, when you were off last time, it was fine.
Okay.
I think if you can
Well,
like keep the mic away from your neck
right.
there, maybe.
Well, I
it
am
will.
loud as well. Hopefully, it's not me because I did mute myself. Hope, why don't you go ahead? What were your thoughts going in? And I have to tell you, folks, I have no comment because I did not see the preview. So I went in cold on this one. But I have a bone to pick with two people, and I'll get to that once Liz gives her comments.
I was really looking forward to this episode, and I was highly, highly disappointed with how everything played out. It was, other than a couple of small spots, so boring to me. I actually fell asleep in the middle of it and had to rewatch it again this afternoon. And literally, I made like 3 bullet points that I was talking to some other people about, and that was about it. It was like, okay, this didn't happen. That should have happened. There was no dragons fighting. Some of the fake CGI that was done with Aemond on Vhagar was horrible. It was probably one of the worst episodes I have seen.
All right. Hope.
It was interesting. I mean, we learned a lot.
Okay. No. Okay.
I was
No.
expect-
What did you think going in before the episode? Sorry, Hope.
Yeah, like I assumed from the preview that there was going to be a little bit more than there was. In that it seemed like we were going to have a battle or something.
Okay. Cynthia in the chat room and everyone else, folks, why don't you let us know who you are and where you hail from? And let us have your comments on what you thought going in. Oh, already. There's
Yep.
the third one.
Welcome, Haley.
Hi, Haley. Oh, that's suspense for nothing. Wow. All right, folks, we may be done with the review then if that's the case. But wow. Hey, rockers, how you doing? How many wives do you have? Yeah. Yeah, how many do we have? Yes. Now, my co-hosts were taken a bit aback because, yes, I do have 5 pages of notes. And if I did 2.5 hours on 2 pages last week, I think they were frightened as to where we're going to go with this. But really, as I mentioned, one entire page is all just 2 conversations. So we won't have that much super detail. It's just there was a lot of stuff happening. I will say that someone did tell me, actually, there were 2 people. One of them said they were frustrated, and then the other person said, "I will throw something at the television set."
It's sad. I know who both of those are.
Okay,
too.
well, fair enough. I went in fearful. Okay. Oh, okay, Cynthia, thank you. I saw some links to the show and was excited to see it. Okay, see it in full. Okay. Like I said, I was lucky. This was a Phantom Menace event for me. I didn't see any of the previews. I was one of the luckiest people in the world. So I just was unnerved by I will throw something at television set. And when the episode ended, which I knew it was ending, we had Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, with the 13 endings, which was actually kind of cool in a way, but I really didn't know what was going to happen. So we'll see. So look, okay, let's get to it. I first went to Liz and Lord Gregor. Hope, what are some of the highlights of the episode that you would like to get? And if you want to give me some of the lowlights as well, go for it. And then Liz and Lord Gregor. And then we'll go to the scenes. Maybe we'll go in order, maybe we won't. Let's see where we go.
I saw incredibly too much of Lord Thailand and whoever that woman was in the Triarchy. Not to mention that when they first faded her in, I thought she was Dario Naharis. Did anyone else see that?
Yes.
Like the
No.
blur, I was like, is this Dario? And then it turned out to be a female.
Yeah.
But I also like the homage to Game of Thrones. Our worlds have meshed together.
Oh, hey, there's a Me Too there.
Yeah.
There you go. If it's a guy, I didn't know. We talked about this on yesterday's episode of the Ark. I don't pay attention. So, but I thought that was creative. I didn't know what they were going to do. I appreciate how she psyched them out, said, "You insult my house," about, taking the flesh.
Cannibalism.
Yeah. Now, do they practice cannibalism?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But does anybody
Mm.
besides me get the Grilka type vibe from her? From DS9? Quark's wife?
I don't know what that is.
Mm.
Sheltered.
The Klingon,
Yeah.
the Klingon woman who was quite sarcastic and
Okay, hold on a minute.
Entertaining.
That was Martok's wife. Hold on. Oh, this is a major moment right now. Are you telling me that you don't know the character, or you do not know DS9, or you do not know Star Trek? And you are an ESH, okay? Remember that.
I know about Star Trek. I've never watched it. I know. I told you I'm sheltered.
Oh,
We're
that's
getting
not
rid of you.
sheltered, woman.
That's hidden in the basement in the dark.
Okay,
box
all right.
area.
I'm gonna mourn this. I'm gonna have to reevaluate a lot of things in the next 3 seconds. So we'll see. Flabbergasted. Thank you, Haley. That's funny.
She doesn't watch it either. She got no room
Yeah.
to talk.
But she wasn't the one answering the question. It was you. You're the one that made the statement, but it's all good. I didn't get that vibe. I just once, when I realized who it was, I thought it was kind of funny. And then once she actually, or what she made, because it wasn't Tywin, it was Tylan, right? What she made
Tywin.
Tylan do, yes. I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, oh, they're having a mud fight. I was like, oh, I guess they're not too far off from today's world. But
That-
I kind of fizzled out because it was male female.
That
No.
didn't take you back to Jamie? Back in Game of Thrones?
No,
That whole mud pit
I'm
thing?
narrow-minded. I wanted female on female. I'm old. Okay, I told you
Those
this.
are the
already.
rest of Hope's highlights and lowlights.
I'm good.
It did not take me back. Oh, hey, Liz, you have a fly that's bothering you right now? Apparently?
Yes, I do. Why?
I do.
I thought you were
Oh,
just
you do?
brushing me off.
Oh, no, I guess my fly is visiting your fly.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Oh, for the love of God, yes, thank you. Thailand is a comedy relief for me. LOLs, yes. So, Rockers, I didn't get a comment from you. I asked everyone, like I always do, what were your thoughts going into the episode? And I believe you were the one that asked us if we were going to do a response to the preview, and we never did. And I think we might do that next year. I think it'll be worthwhile. But what were your thoughts going in? But beyond that, I did appreciate how we were able to see everything that had happened from season 1 to up until that point in season 2. And it ends where she's talking about Vermithor and Silverwing and, quote, "Let us raise an army of bastards." And then we get right to the action. Of course, as we talked about, the Lannisters pleading with the pirates for a deal. The Stepstones. That was interesting because there's been a lot of blood shed for the Stepstones. How is that going to go over? So I thought they made a tough deal. It was a good deal, but I love the one more condition. As me, had I would have been Thailand, I'm like, hey, that's not the way labor and management negotiate. That's called escalation. That's against the
He
law.
was so scared.
He did. He did look scared. And I guess it came to be that he was. It was Admiral Lojar, right?
Mm.
Because I don't watch it in subtitles. I understand everyone else does. I don't.
Or Lohar, something like
Or
that.
Lohar, yeah, okay. It was good. And then we learn right after that Daemon burns a city belonging to Rhaenyra's council.
Aemond.
You're right, Aemon. Ooh, yeah, they all look alike and sound alike. I know, I'm sorry. Aemon burns a city. It was Sharp Point, correct?
Yes.
And it belongs to the guy that she sent like 8 years ago to go to Harrenhal. Think about
Mhm.
that. When did she send him? And he barely shows up in this episode.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, he arrived.
Yeah,
took him like
you're
8
like,
episodes
didn't
to
he
get
leave
there.
like 2 episodes ago? Was he walking?
Oh, he left more than 2 episodes ago. I'm sure he was on horseback, but for all I know, a major detour. Maybe he
I
was
take
the
it
one.
y'all didn't have your audio up when he first showed up with Eamon in front of the werewood tree at Heron Hall.
Oh, I
The
must
wind
not.
called him a
What did I
traitor.
miss?
Yeah,
Please
The
enlighten
wind
us.
called him a traitor.
because he's saying that we really need a king. Rihanna is
Oh.
doing her best. He
Because I
means
heard him
well.
say, "Did
we need
you
a
hear
king."
something or something?" Interesting. Good catch up.
I think it was Alice's voice,
Oh,
but I could be wrong.
I did get that there was something about a traitor. Rocker says, I thought it was too soon for another battle. Brooks' rest is still kind of fresh. I was just looking for more story buildup and some comedy relief. 8 episodes. Yeah, way too short. And it looks like a lot of programs are going to 8 episodes now.
Yeah.
I remember when they cut them down to 13. That was the standard for a while. And HBO had 13 episodes for Rome. And I believe there were several Game of Thrones seasons that were 13 episodes. And then they cut them down to 10. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, but anyway,
budget.
yeah, that's a personal gripe myself.
Oh, if I can break in here 1 minute while my brain is still functioning. Gregor, the show you wanted was Rain.
Okay.
He said Rome and it clicked what it was. So moving on.
All right, I apologize.
Well, did you watch it?
I did.
Was it good?
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay.
Well, we can do a review about that program on another day. All right. Right after that, Aegon speaks with the Maester, or the Maester is speaking with him, and they're talking about his recovery. And then Larry Strong comes in and advises the king to leave. Yeah. Okay. How much was that his survival only, or he genuinely supporting the rightful heir? Because he had
Could be both.
nothing. He has nothing with Aemon. Remember, they got into it a
Nothing
little
with
bit.
Rhaenyra either.
Definitely nothing with Rhaenyra. So I thought it was interesting how they switched to view where Aegon is complaining about having this, having lost all this. And then he says, and they switched the camera right to him, and he says, I'm crippled now.
Yeah.
And Larry's was like, just the way to compose, there was a little bit of a reaction like, so what does this mean? Are you more sympathetic now? I don't know what, but I did
That scene was
appreciate.
just weird.
Yes, it was. He goes on to say the Pretender has 3 new writers. Aemon was swearing, and they're having a conversation. Why must I run? And he says the Prince Regent will kill you.
Yep.
Go to Bravos. You have enough. Live well, and let them fight it out. Let the dogs eat the dogs and come back as the conquering victor.
You notice that he said something that kind of stuck with my mind. He said, I have secured enough funds to let us both live, without a problem. Okay, so he got these funds. Did he take them, from...
Yes, he did. You
Oh,
guys
from
remember?
Harrenhal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did he take them
He
from
transferred
Harrenhal?
everything from Harrenhal.
Yeah.
That's why he said
Oh.
let him have the castle.
Really? I had not read
Yes.
that.
Yes. I agree with
That's
Rocker, so I did the
depressing.
same thing.
Okay, I had not heard that. Okay, well, as the conversation continued, he said go to Bravos and live till all this blows over. I didn't catch the we stuff, but you're right. And then he's talking about his dragon's dead. He's disgusting. He's alone. He's crippled. And then he gets graphic. He says, "Do you know that my thing blew up?" And then he's still listening to him. And he says, "Do you know that every time I take a leak, it's he was very graphic. He was like, I have nothing left. I dribble all over the place." And I know that
I wonder
Larry's
why they told him his dragon's dead. His dragon's at Rook's Rest. Remember, after the battle, they said that the dragon had lost a wing and it's staying at Rook's Rest because they didn't want to parade it around the kingdom.
Wait a minute, you mean the dragon is not dead?
No, not unless it died.
Can it still fly?
No, it only has one wing.
Okay, can an airplane fly with one wing?
Okay. Hey, Cynthia, I need help. Come on.
I don't know. I have had a lot of trouble following all these little tangents on this show.
Rocker says Larry can actually be so nice when he's secretly scheming. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to send her the invite. See if she responds.
You're on the Chicken Express.
Oh, come on. Come on. Oh. All right. But I appreciate that. I'm glad you're still there. All right. After that, what was? Oh yeah, he talks about what he
down his leg.
I'm sorry.
He down his leg. That's where you stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And then he said it was gone. And then we switch over to the scene. Rhaenyra finds a rip. Oh, sorry, Rhaena, who's continuing the search. And I understand you guys were talking last week that this is a combination of two characters of what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys enlighten me a little bit on that again? What is the arc of Rhaena right now?
Liz is the queen of this. I'm gonna let her have it.
No, Hope, you go ahead and take it.
Oh no, you got it. You know it more than I do.
There is another character called Needles that they've combined Lena's character with, so that the actress and the character can get more screen time. So they've incorporated both stories together.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Just as a thought, when Rocker said, I thought it was too soon for another battle since Rook's Rest is still kind of fresh. Knowing the way HBO has done some stuff with Game of Thrones lately, I don't know if you guys have all caught this, but if it's a 10 episode season, usually the big massive battle is episode 9. Did you guys catch that in later years? So in my mind, I was thinking, well, it didn't really happen in 7. So I was kind of hoping something big would really happen. And don't get me wrong, in the storyline, it did. A lot of stuff did happen. But I was expecting something more. But okay.
Well, it's hard because they're in the middle of the story too. So I mean,
it's just showing.
Normally in storytelling, you'd have your setup, then the climax, and then the denouement. And like Game of Thrones did that, because each was based on a single book. So you had the climax, then the denouement. Here, I mean, they just kept building. And I don't even think we really got a climax towards the end of this season.
No.
I don't think we did. And for Star Trek fans, and if Haley has seen this episode on DS9, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's Call to Arms, the 5th season, right, Lord Gregor? The 5th season ending. I mean, we have the entire fleet being mobilized, going off to some long distance point. I kind of equated it to that a little bit. So I didn't get angry. I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I know the episode ran longer than most. I don't think it was the longest ever. It had my attention, but I had 2 phrases in my mind that I was going to be frustrated or I was going to throw something at the TV, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's almost like they intentionally dragged it out, knowing they're committed to a 3rd season.
Uh-huh.
Well, they've already confirmed, as you know, when episode 1 of season 2 debuted, HBO continued with their tradition. They immediately announced season 3. So we know that. But I guess with this bit of news, their storyline is looking to be 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well.
And I was honestly looking forward to another dragon battle, because I really didn't think a couple of them were actually battles per se. So I was really expecting a much more bigger one where there are a lot more dragons involved.
Yeah,
new dragon riders and everything.
Yeah, like when
at least we got to see a new dragon.
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We finally figured out what that girl was doing, wandering away from her cousins, nephew.
Raina, right?
Raina.
Yeah.
What is the name of that dragon? The one that lives out in the.
Stealer.
Sheep stealer.
Oh, that's right, sheep stealer. Okay. Sorry about that, folks.
I kind of wanted that to go a little further.
Yeah, and it was interesting because the dragon was having a meal when Raina. Actually, I think Raina saw sheep stealer twice, but obviously clearly at a distance. And
But she saw her
finally
flying
caught up to it.
overhead.
Yeah, she
Yeah, she-
finally caught up to it. Cynthia says Damon finally broke through his ghost, and when he touched the tree, I watched that scene 2 times.
Mhm.
Sworn to Rainier. Cynthia, I did too. And I think that's one of the conversations that I said I did word for word. Did you guys want to just jump to that one right now? That
I
conversation?
could.
Sure, fine.
Okay, my notes were on Harrenhal. Damon is visited by Alice. Damon follows. He sees a ghost. Did you see?
The thing with the antlers.
It was a
Yeah.
highlight. Oh, it was Antler. I thought it was someone.
It's a green
looked
person,
like
but
a
it had
little
antlers or
Wendigo.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I said he sees a ghost. I did appreciate his line when he sees the diplomat that Rhaenyra sent over. He says, "Yeah, this place will have you barking at the moon." I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. That was very real. She says there are omens here for those who seek them. And Alice says, "Do you wish them to wear? I'm sorry. Do you wish to wear what is given to you?" That was interesting. Okay. I'm going to ask all the hardcore Game of Throners to help me out on that. And she continues, all your life you sought to command your own fate. You're not doing that anymore. She says, today you are ready. And then it was where Damon reached for the tree. And then we see the raven. We see the battle where it's being fought. And then we see him crossing over. And I got to hand it to the producer and the storytellers. I understood exactly what that meant when he fell into the water. I got that. That signified his path. And then we saw that's how I interpreted it. I saw the dead dragon. We see his death. Then the White Walkers. And we see Daenerys. And we see the little 3 dragons posting from the side, which was really kind of cool.
Yep.
That was a nice way to include the some of the scenes from the original series, and also give us a hint that the Three-Eyed Raven is passing on the Song of Ice and Fire to Daemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, as soon as he puts his hand, I believe that's where he says, it is all one story, and you are but a part of it. And you now know your part. You now know what you must do. Did
Another
you
piece
guys
on the
get
board.
that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. That's what I was saying before, is all of these visions are leading up to this, are going to make him realize where his place is and what he needs to do.
Both of them, both Cynthia. Yeah, me too. So good. And Rocker says I had to rewatch that vision a few times. I did see it twice myself. I saw it one late last night after we did the program. I was wide awake, and then I was not, and then I saw it again today, and I had to keep repeating. I don't know why, folks, but as you know, I am losing my hearing, so I had to put the volume up every time Helena was speaking because she was whispering. Okay.
And she actually got like coherent dialogue this time.
No,
Just not snippets anymore.
I'm sorry.
Not snippets anymore from Helena.
Yes.
Right.
Right after that, we switched to King's Landing and Aemon. Sorry, that's the second heavy conversation.
So
Because I
is
think-
Brendan the Three-Eyed Raven now in this setting? Or is it Helena?
I thought it was I thought it might be Max von Sydow.
I think it's Helena.
Who's the other
She-
person you guys mentioned that could be the
Brendan?
three-eyed raven?
Brendan.
The person
Brendan
they showed in
Starr.
the vision. No, Brendan Rivers.
Oh, Brendan
Brendan
Rivers.
yes.
Yeah.
The one with the port wine stain right here.
Darn it, I don't see that. And by the way, our they're talking with each other, which is kind of cool. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go with Helena. I think it's Helena, but then again, where does the three-eyed raven come from? Is it from King's Landing, or is it from right over there where they're at Harrenhal?
I didn't know if it was the guy they were showing in the tree because they went from Alice to the man in the tree to Helena.
Well, I mean that place up beyond the wall where Brandon encountered Max von Sydow's character. Yeah, that seemed to be like the prime Weirwood or something.
Yeah.
Unimatrix Zero of the Weirwoods.
Oh, very good. Oh, very
Just
good, Lord Gregor.
Cheers.
If Haley is watching, and since you've already caught up, Haley, do you believe it's Helena, Brendan Rivers, or could it be someone else? That could be the three-eyed raven. I'd like to know. Rockers. Oh, okay. He answered. I'm sorry. Don't know. Don't know. Rockers, Los Angeles. Yes, it was a young version of Brendan Rivers. Okay. Helena is connected to the three-eyed raven. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay. I do want to throw out a little bit of street cred. Like you ladies and you, Greg, Cynthia she's got her Game of Thrones stuff going too. She knows quite a bit of the history as well. So this is cool. We've got some hardcore fans on this one right here. So look, right after that, we go over to King's Landing, and Aemon visits with Helena. We share the same blood, and come on, I know you mean no harm. Mother cannot understand what you and I are called to do. You and I have the blood. Says, Mama's not a dragon rider. Says, come with me to Harrenhal. And then Helena says, or asks, if I refuse, will you burn me as you did Aegon? And he immediately answers, that is a lie. And she answers, I saw it.
Yep.
You burned him and you left him. And then he answers, what you say is treason. And Helena then says, well, okay. Aegon will be king again. He is yet to see victory. He sits on a wooden throne and you will be dead. Swallowed up in a god's eye, never to be seen again. And then he says, I could have you killed. Says, yeah, okay, homie. I know she didn't say that, but it's like, okay, homie, doesn't change a thing. She said that.
Did you notice the tear like building in his eye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, let it fall out.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, yes. I like that, Rocker. Yes. And it's you can't change it. Yes. Yeah, they know exactly what's going on this one. It wouldn't change anything. And then then there was a change in scene. So these were two of the more powerful scenes, and they happened back to back. And folks, I think for me, that caught me. There's another conversation that happens a while, and that's between Jace and is it
Baela?
Baela.
Baela.
Thank you. Baela. I love what she says. Hey, dude, why the hell are you're mad? Why are you moping? What's
Stop
the deal?
pouting.
Stop
Yeah.
pouting. Yes. And I'm not even looking at my notes on this one because it was so good. And she said, well, look, we've got these dragon riders. And I'm like, yeah, and you're the heir. Says, yes, but I'm a bastard. He says, oh, okay. All right. You think you are the only? non-firstborn that has been, come on, don't be stupid. She basically tells him.
Haley answered your question, Roger.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I'm sorry. I think it could be Helena or it could be the River Witch because she did give Damon a forced vision, which means she has practically already seen the same as Helena. Okay, let me ask a clarity, Haley. Are you talking about Alice as being the three-eyed
Yes.
raven, or okay? All right, thanks.
Not Alice. She doesn't
Yeah.
know much about the Game of Thrones and the previous Three-Eyed Raven in the story there.
But that's okay. But she's answered. This is cool. This is great. Everyone is involved on this one. So, all right. I also appreciate it because right after that, Raina and Adam arrive at Harrenhal. Simon Strong greets the Queen, and he's look, there's some effery going on right here. You need to come and see, and you need to see for yourself. And then we saw something that we hadn't seen or maybe didn't even expect to see. Look, I don't pretend to know all of the history of Game of Thrones. I don't. So I thought that Daemon was going to turn on her. And that's why he meets his death at Harrenhal. Just because I don't know that. Again, I'm reading, and if anyone's paying attention, we already heard what Alice said. So when he comes out of the crowd to meet her, and they're speaking in their language, and it's a little sharp, but he almost immediately acquiesces.
Yep.
And he kneels in a manner that was royal, it was aristocratic, and it was also, how could I? This guy's been beat. His psyche has been beaten big time. I mean, how many times did he wake up peeing from those nightmares? I'm just kidding. But those were some frightening nightmares that he had. And
I wanted Alice to be right there when Rhaenyra showed up because she practically broke him and then fixed him. And then she's like, here, you can have him back now. I fixed him for you.
I didn't think about that. Yes, she actually did. Go, Liz.
Did you guys see the look on the castle owners? What was that?
Simon.
Yeah,
The
Simon's
envoy,
face.
right? The envoy.
Yeah, I mean, literally, his jaw was on the floor.
Laughing.
No, his jaw. Literally, the
Mhm.
second that Daemon bent the knee, his jaw dropped. And I love how they exchanged back and forth, total and all in High Valyrian, so nobody else could hear. And at the very end, when she's like, don't ever try this again, and he's like, I know, how could I? I tried, it didn't work. And that to me was almost a wife type thing, not so much the queen.
Yes.
Because it was more humor, and when you tease your husband, don't do that again.
That was a power play though, because their roles switched.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I also love the fact that when he bent the knee, no one did until he started saying what he did, and everyone was like, "Okay, all right, now we know," and they all bent the knee, which was really cool. But I loved what she said to him. He says,
"Do so at your own peril" or something.
Yes. I wrote down, and she warns him, "Do not betray me again." I thought that was good. You do so at your own peril.
Did y'all notice Alfred Bloom just ducking off through the stuff, trying to get out of Dodge?
At that moment, I did not see that part.
He nailed, but as soon as they started cheering and whatnot, he just ducked off to the back. He's like, "I'm out of here. I don't want a queen. I want a king."
Go ahead, Liz.
I thought that when he originally approached Daemon about that, and he had said that, and Daemon said, "I never thought, you were a traitor," I really thought Daemon was going to stab him through. Just before that.
Yeah. We'll go over that a little bit. We'll go back. We did jump ahead. Now, right after that, he stands up. He does the riling. I was all right. The way he gave that speech, it was straight up. He says, "Look, for everyone that goes down, 200." He said, 200 of them will go down. Right? Said it's done. And yes, Hope, Sir Broom is sus. Yep. Yeah, that was good.
I
Now,
don't know where he's going, but he's going somewhere.
okay. This is where Game of Thrones was at its best. And yes, Liz, I heard you and I know what you said about the episode, but we had this one scene. Then we have the second one. And then we have a shorter scene, Rhaenyra and Daemon. And then we see the anchor weighing. Okay. And then Corlys speaks to Adam. And he's saying, hey, dude, if you're going to lead, well, you're the one that put me up to this.
Alan?
Alan, sorry, I said
Yeah.
Adam, right? Thank you, Hope.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Because I did write Adam as well, but he's over with Silver, right? No,
Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke. I'm learning. I didn't read this growing up. Yes, Cynthia. Oh my God, yes.
He made the mistake of calling him quiet and basically timid. He's like, hold my stuff up. Watch this.
And that's what I'm talking about. This is now the 4th consecutive scene. Folks, sorry, I'm old, I'm sexist. But if that isn't a biatch slap, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
The way Alan answered him. And because they're talking about the whole command thing and stuff. He says, you know, everyone tries to get to where you are. He says, okay, look, I'm going to try to do better. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. He says, I'm trying to help you. Mount St. Helens just went off. There was a landslide of epic proportions. He turned around. How old is Alan? You guys have an idea? Probably
I think
late 20s, early 30s.
in his 30s.
Late 30s, early, yeah,
Okay.
late 20s, early 30s.
So we'll say 29. And for his brother, maybe 28. This was 56 years of anger that came flying out in a moment. Says, trying to help me? Do you understand what it was like? And he described everything in excruciating pain. Oh my God. I don't need your help. Wow. What a conversation that was charged. He says, after all these years, you think I need help? Look, I'm going to serve you because it's my requirement. When all this is over, I'm going to go back to where I was. And that's just it. And he says, does he choose to be bald or is he just bald? Okay. Good question, Haley. I finally know the answer to that one. But Lord Gregor, does he choose to be bald or is he Roger or does he choose to be bald?
He chooses to be bald so no one can see his silver hair.
Right.
He's got hair like Corlys, Haley.
Yeah. Right, Cynthia. Shaves on purpose. The other one, Adam does not, because you can see the color of his hair, right? Yeah, it's very cool. Rocker says, kind of worried for Alan and Corlys going to battle on less than best terms. Oh, Rocker's great point. You don't need to have that stuff, and it is going on between them. Oh, yeah. Yes. Now, before this happened, there was a scene earlier when they talk about, oh, no, wait. Okay, I'll have to see. I appreciated when the sea snake mentioned, because isn't Rhaenyra saying you're taking sea snake out, and he says, nope. I've renamed her, and there it is, just like what Hope has on her name, to the queen who never was.
Yeah.
And all that I do from this point forward, I do for her. Wow. That
this
was
Grayson. This is the other twin.
Hi.
Grayson.
Hi, Jason. Thank you for joining us, Jason. We're watching House
Grayson,
of the Dragon.
Roger.
I'm sorry.
Grayson.
Brayson. I'm sorry.
Grayson. G-R.
I need the vodka.
GRAYSON.
Oh, that's
Get a
good.
hearing aid, Roger.
Yeah, he needs it at this point.
Okay, that was rude of me. Now, if Cynthia saw what
fine.
I just did, she's probably, I didn't know that was there. Because Cynthia's been here in the office, so if she saw what I just did, she has seen the flags there, but I don't think
She
knew
didn't
what
know
I had
about the
behind it.
surprise.
Didn't know, yeah. I was just, what the hell?
Yeah, the
Oh,
actor that
that's
plays
part of it.
Alan doesn't have
I'm-
his age on here.
Oh, you're looking that up, right? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to take a quick moment. I want to give shout outs. Oh, sorry guys, forgive me. It's a bit hot in here. I apologize. Oh, anyway, Elizabeth Olivia Cooper, Frank Madrid, Aisha Kerr. Thank you for the likes, guys. We do appreciate it. And reminder, look, guys, we have a lot of stuff going on. Head on over to ndbmedia.net and you will be caught up on everything that we have going on. We appreciate and we're thankful that you guys are with us. So, okay. There was another scene right after that between the Alan and Corliss, and Rhaena spies dragon, and then we have the conversation of Mysaria and Rhaenyra, and they struggle with what must be done, and it ends with her asking, "Yeah, but who pays the price for
Yes.
justice and stuff?" Ugh. It's real. Who ends up paying, guys?
The people, the small folk.
Yeah. Always.
Ooh.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I'm actually going to back up because we've gone quite a bit.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Right after Rhaena, oh, how funny. Okay, Rhaena did. We're going to back up to the episode where Rhaena finds a river to drink water because she obviously hasn't had anything to drink or eat for a while, and because she's following that thing.
Sheep stealer.
Dragon. Which one? Which one?
Sheep stealer.
Sheep stealer.
Sheep stealer. Yes, I'm sorry. That mind your own business, Siri. Okay, and then we get a charged conversation. Jace enters. I put CIC because it's. I guess it's a throne room, right? You know, Combat Information Center, right? They've got the map right there.
The war
I
room.
like it.
The war room, yes.
I got it for
like
you,
it.
Roger. I got it. I got you the table.
Yes, thank you. And as a matter of fact, that's what Lord Gregor has as well. That is
That's actually the library.
That's Harrenhal.
Nope. Library.
That's her library? Mm.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I think it's one of the older scenes of it was poorly lit.
Ah,
it still looks great though. If someone can, guys, all kidding aside, I have expended a lot of energy. It is freaking hot over here. I have to drink a little bit. I'm starting to feel it. The conversation
trade with
where Jace enters combat or the war room. Please go ahead, Queen.
oh, when he walks in and Ulf and Hugh are there, and Ulf has his feet up at the table, and Jace is like, "What the hell are you doing? Get your feet off the table." That was fun. Hugh's over there embarrassed as hell. Like, how the hell did this dragon choose you? Like, why are you still here?
I was disgusted by that entire scene with Ulf. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
was just, it was horrible to me.
And the funny thing
Cringeworthy.
is, there was only one jerk. Well, okay, 1.5 jerks in that scene, right? It was Ulf and Jace
Mm-hmm.
having
Jace.
the attitude. Yes.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, but
he
I mean,
dislikes them. Remember, he doesn't like them.
he was also sitting in his mom's chair too. That was
True.
her end of the table,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
And his feet
Yes.
were up on the table and just, ugh.
I didn't think of it that way.
Oh, I did. So I would have to ask Cynthia if she does visit me again next year and you sit in my chair, Cynthia, I'm going to bring Gmo over and see how she reacts. Maybe she's going to say, do whatever the hell you want. So I think it would be kind of funny. But anyway, that was a tangent. I'm sure Cynthia's like, dude, let it go. So it was absolutely awesome where he's talking about them, you know, Adam, or he denies Adam again and says they must strike. And they're talking about what they have on the other side. And they say that Helena's no warrior. Sea Strike is now the queen who never was. Or no, Sea Snake is now the queen who never was. Actually, this is Rhaenyra meeting with Corlys. So I actually
Corlys.
jumped ahead. Yes. Jace talks about it's a sacred inheritance and you have no manners. And yeah, I don't know what his problem. I know his life changed, and I guess he's bubbly because he's like, man, my life has changed forever. No more fish stew for me.
No, I
But
think he was always crude and uncouth. That was nothing new.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It needs to change its mind and eat him already. Well, who knows? He might be the one that, attacks, so they all go off after him, and then the rest of the strike force comes in, and he gets killed. You never know.
They really should have went to Silverwing first. She didn't have much to choose from.
Yeah, I know.
Cynthia, you were very kind. I didn't want to give that away. Yes. But that is funny. So now you know. But actually, I've known Cynthia for a very long time through her sister that married. That's the mutual contact, and it's really kind of actually. For those of you that remember when we did music programs on Blog Talk Radio, I'm talking about Mixmaster Mike. That's her brother-in-law. So there's a tiny connection. For those that remember when we did music on Blog Talk Radio, Mixmaster Mike. So there we go. It's just when my students sit in my boss chair. Yes, Mikey. I don't call him Mikey. Wendy will be very mad about that. But anyway, the conversation was good. Then Rhaena meets with Corlys discussing the new Dragon Riders. At that point in the conversation, he denies Adam again, but he emphasizes to her, you must strike. You have to strike. And speaking of striking, King Richard. Hola, young man.
How you doing? I'm fine. I'm late.
Doing well. Thank you.
Richard.
We've actually got quite a bit of the episode in. We're jumping around. So if there's some parts, Richard, that you want to go ahead and comment on, just go ahead and get to it right now because I'm about to catch up to the other part where we had quite a bit of conversation. So Sea Snake is now queen who never was. And he says, you have 6 dragons. My ship. You must crush this beast. And then the question is, what about Daemon? What about Daemon? And then we go to Harrenhal, and that's where Sir Alfred arrived. And that I have the asterisk on my note because again, I'm like, okay, you guys can't argue with me. How is it that it took him that long on horse to get from Dragonstone? Yeah, I know he had to cross the bay a little bit.
He took a detour. That's why.
Okay, ESH, if you want to be the apologist for Sir Alfred, go ahead.
He went somewhere else, I'm telling you.
Where did he
It
go?
didn't take that long.
Did he go see Otto?
I don't even think he knows where Otto is.
Okay, well, then I don't know. All right. We talked about this very briefly. They had a private argument, and he says, we need a king. And as Liz said, I never took you for a turncoat. And we switched to a scene. Aemon. Was Aemon arguing with a council member? Help me out on this.
He was walking in with Ironrod and someone else, wasn't he?
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Though that's all I had on that. And then
I think they were just discussing battle plans
Yeah.
Okay.
or strategies.
Yes. That one did surprise me. I know she went to the maester and said, once again, I need your help and your discretion. It's like, but
Passage.
passage. Right. This time I need that. You're right. I didn't think she was going to do that. I thought it was over of that, they would meet. So I was surprised by that. So Ellison speaks with Helena about leaving, and then Aemon shows up. He demands Helena ride for the throne, but she has reservations. Allison chases Aemon away. I mean, it was rough. He actually got a hold of her and drug her out. Oh, no way! Oh, King Richard. Let me zoom in on King Richard right there.
That's
Oh,
funny.
it is. Way to go, buddy. What is his name? Sir Patch?
Yep.
That's-
There's that King Patch. Yep.
King Patch. Okay. That is cool. I like it. That is neat. Number 13. Oh, how apropos.
Yeah, I
Fun.
thought that was too. Number 13.
Unlucky number, right?
Well,
All right.
now that you hit a stopping point of sorts, I have to leave you this evening.
Oh.
Yeah, I get up early. So
Understood. Can you give us your thoughts, young man?
my final thoughts are, what the heck is going on with Otto?
Yes.
But
Is
I'll,
he-
I'll listen in to see what everybody thinks about that later.
Okay.
He's in a cage.
The end of it kind of left me with more questions than answers, so I was a little disappointed at that. But other than that, they spent a lot more money this season. Loved the scene of the army from the north marching across the twins. So that was
I
kind of
knew
short.
it was the twins this time. I knew it. This time I did.
Have a good night, everybody.
Night,
All
Greg.
Night, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
All right. Allison chases Aemon away, and then Allison meets the Maester for passage and discussion. Kristen Cole then has an argument with Allison's brother. What's his name again? Other than Allison's brother? Wayne?
Wayne.
Wayne.
Sir Gawain. Okay. It was awesome how he immediately pulled the sword on him and said,
Mm-hmm.
you've been
As
screwing
if he was
around.
going to
with
do
my-"
something.
Yeah. And I noticed and appreciated in the background, the other soldiers were up. Yeah, they knew something was up. And I guess they were supporting him should something happen. And when he pulled the sword back, did you guys notice they went back to what they were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot that was said in this conversation as well. And for the first time, Christian Cole basically admits his sins. And, he says he's threatened by Allison's brother, Gawain. Cole admits his sins. They speak of honor. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you're talking about the other gold cloaks? Do you think they have honor? And he was speaking as a gold cloak.
Mm-hmm.
He said, or is it just something like a mist in the morning that melts away? He talks about the dragon dance. They're involved, and we're all going to be annihilated. So,
So
Well,
or
that was an
we
incredible
march
speech,
to
though.
our annihilation. Yes.
The finer nuances of that speech is probably one of the best that have been written for Fabian. He delivered it beautifully as Cole, and that was the only time I've actually liked the character, because he was talking about the dance of the dragons and that we all turn within dust to their feet.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Rockers. Aemon seemed scared after what he saw at Dragonstone. There was panic. Yeah, panic, and he has the biggest nuclear bomb in the neighborhood, or the biggest weapon, cannon, gun, whatever you want to say. Yeah, and that makes people dangerous, and he's acting that way because he realizes that
He
he's
should have
now
listened to that lady.
yeah, should have. So he says to die is kind of a relief, and at that point, Sir Gawain sits right next to him in the somewhat of an acknowledgement. And it was at that moment, I believe, that Sir Kristen had Allison's favor and wrapped it around the sword and cleaned off the sword. Was there what symbolism did you take from that? I
She's
took
his
it as being,
savior.
she did say, or he said
See?
that she saved him twice.
Correct.
I took it as, okay, there's a fresh start. I've sinned. this is my past, and I'm cleaning off what I've done in the past. That's how I took it. Or did you guys just say, is he cleaning the sword?
No,
Sounds
There
good
was-
to me. I mean, you're right about that, Raj, but I like it like that, how you caught that.
Wayne couldn't fight him.
yeah,
Oh no, no, he couldn't. Look, he's a knight. He's trained. He knows. But no, Cole is. He is the fist,
He's
right?
far more
As opposed to
skilled.
the hand. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that's what Rhaenyra said. I want a man who has combat experience as the one to protect my father. She was right in many ways, and I guess all the women were right, except they just don't want to have his kids. So, but hey, whatever. That is a bummer. I mean, if you think about it, that is a bummer throughout the whole
I
series.
don't think they didn't want to. They just couldn't. Neither one of them
That's true.
could.
Yeah.
If her and
Um,
Cole, if her and Rhaenyra were, well, he and Rhaenyra, Lord have mercy, were still together after, then her children would be his bastards if they would have continued on. So she would have had his kids.
Yes. I don't know if we answered that question. Yes, he did. It was so brutal and true. It felt that yes, they sinned, they did this, and we did it all. And because of this and this and this, he sat next to him. I took it as tacit understanding, maybe not approval, but realizing that Sir Kristen Cole had lived a different life than he had lived in many ways. That's how I took it. Not necessarily understanding, but realize it's not about what it looked like. Right after that, the Lannister mud fight, which we already talked about that, which he eventually wins. And then we talked about Jace and sister having the conversation. Bela argues of titles and trappings of station. Says, calm down, dude. I'm not going to take anything away from you. Stop moping. Stop whining. And then we had the scene where Tylan sings at dinner. We didn't talk about that. The Admiral's pleased to sail with Tylan at her side. Because she says, I will be glad to have you at my side, right? Not I will be at
I
your
like
side.
Yeah.
Yes, I like you, yes. And then at the very end, she goes, hey, you're an attractive older man and stuff. And he's like, yes. Kind of knowing where it's going after dinner because he was going to leave. But wait. There's another thing. You're kind of good looking. I would like for you to, what does she say exactly? She says, will you sire my children as well? With
Didn't
my
she
wife?
say like, I'd like to have kids with you, or
Yeah,
I'd like to have your
Yeah.
children?
it was more. It was
Yeah.
more of like, I would like you to have my children with my wives or something like that. And it was like,
Yeah.
like
But she hesitated.
like he was starting to get, he's getting all excited, and all of a sudden wives, and he's going. I like his line. How many wives are we
Wives are
talking?
there?
Wait a minute. Did you really think he was getting excited? Because I didn't think so.
I thought he was getting uncomfortable.
He was getting uncomfortable.
Also,
and-
he's like, oh no, what else am I gonna have to do?
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's the way I took it. And then when, like Richard just says, how many wives?
Yeah,
And they don't answer.
We should have got to see the wives. That was messed up. I wanted to see
yeah.
it.
Well, I know I'm late, but the whole foreplay thing that he thought he had to go through, that real quick, that mud fight thing. I've kind of seen those in certain kind of clubs, and that's just like, oh my god, this is crazy. But the things he had to go through to get this army, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but get these ships, I mean, so it was kind of comical. I guess that was kind of the comical relief, this part of the show. But it was,
Yes. As a matter of
but,
fact,
but
Rockers
she
agrees
seemed
with
to,
you.
yeah, she kept saying, she kept smiling at him with a big smile. You could tell that she was liking the dude, so.
Yeah. Rockers earlier said he quoted that line and he was talking about having the comic relief. that he did enjoy that. Kylan was a comic relief.
Yeah, that was, and all the way to the end. So that was, I get, because this is the last episode. This is the season
Finale.
ender, and to have some kind of comic relief because we're expecting a major battle in this episode, and which never happened, but still, it was.
Yes. Felt bad for Tylan because he didn't even want to be there in the first place. That was clear. Because I think when he really starts out, man, I need a shower.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping I was going to get one. And like, nope, we're not done yet. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Well, that's that him singing was kind of embarrassing for him too. I mean, he had to fight in the mud, then he had to sing with all these people. I mean, she appreciated it, but still, it seemed like he was getting embarrassed. And then after all this, hey, why don't you, mate with my wives? He's like, well, how many wives do you have? Because I don't, I want to get some rest. I don't want to spend the rest of the night, with your wives and
And
anyway, it just seems
how he was standing on the ship at the very end in the rain. Yeah. I got the impression Homie did his job. So that's okay.
He seemed
But
quite
anyway, that's
satisfied.
I know that you probably covered that already, but that was my impression of that seat of that.
No, we
part of
actually kind of obliquely.
We barely
But
went there.
Yeah, we did, which we're kind of doing that because we did jump ahead to some of the heavier conversations, and I'm actually going to catch up to that. Haley says, with the way she was looking at the dancer, her wives have to be pretty.
I wanted to see them.
I
It
kind of
would have
did
made
too.
it so much better for me to know if he would have enjoyed himself or if it would have been continuous torture like the rest of
So
his day.
something
He
like
would have
Cinderella,
enjoyed
right?
himself. Oh my gosh! Oh,
where the dancer is Cinderella and the other sisters are, well,
the
the other
stepsisters?
Yeah.
sisters. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my gosh! Yeah, I guess
it
you're
was
right. Yeah.
funny.
And she never said how many. We didn't know how many either. I mean, was it 3? So I don't
Throughout
know.
So now we got Lannister bastards over there in Essos.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. Now, as an aside, when he sang, the real actor said that was the hardest thing he had to do was to act singing. I thought that was interesting. So that was.
That's not the first time that actor sang on screen, but that is,
All
I think,
things,
the first
huh?
time he sang by himself.
Yeah, but they all loved it, so it was good.
Yeah.
Right after that, Rhaenyra is at dinner with all the dragon riders, and boy, was that an interesting conversation. LOLs, Hope. Lannister bastards indeed. Yeah.
I want more of these small birds.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
I want more of these small birds.
That's what Ulf says at the table.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want
Yeah.
more of these small birds.
Cornish
Yeah.
hen.
She starts off with a toast to the new riders. Power few have known, and we must strike with the advantage. She says 2 days to fly. And there was a moment where Ulf says, she says, and you will be,
Knighted.
yes. And then I think they said, well, if you're going to do this and this, as well, make me a knight and see. And that's where the gold cloak, did you see? He pulled out he unsheathed his sword. I was like, dude, you should have done that a while ago. And,
I like the side eye from Hugh and Adam.
Yes.
Like, bro, are you serious?
Dude, they actually understand how their lives have changed. They do. Go ahead,
But
Liz.
Ulf was so disrespectful in a way.
yeah.
I mean, the whole. I mean, he was kind of the comic relief too for the show because doing, him just, hey, I'm a dragon rider, and wasn't really taking it that too seriously at first either.
I need Rhaenyra to slap him like she did Bartimos.
Yeah, you're right.
That'd be good.
He needed to get biatch slapped. He needed one of those too.
He
but-
needs to get fish slapped. Let's just say that, since he's so
Okay, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
stuck on fish.
That would have
Also-
worked better.
So
I'm
he
that-
needs to be Alicent because she
Yes.
got the fish. I was trying to say it correctly, but I messed up on that one.
But you know, the whole time I need more of these small these small birds. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about in 2 days we fly, but Vagar is out there. He is fearsome, but there's only one. And then after all the little hijinks that were going on, the courier, who was the last one, right, that was the keeper of the dragons, I suppose, walks in, or he was just wearing one of those maester thingies, says, we have a crow. And Simon fears treachery. So
I want to know
Rhaenyra-
what the rest of that said. I want to know if Rhaenyra knew everything that was done or if it was just generic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, great question, Rockers. I'm thinking that Ulf's gonna buy it. I wasn't kidding when I said he's the one that's gonna be the one that goes over Knight's Landing, if or wherever, to lead them away, and they eventually get him, while the other strike group does what they're supposed to. Ulf's behavior may be foreshadowing a flip later. Oh,
Whoa.
I agree with Rockers on that one.
Wow.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, that's what I thought. And now knowing the a-hole that he is, disrespectful that he is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But wait a
Wow.
minute.
You got to remember, though, these are all men and they all
Stupid.
have power issues. Even
Yeah.
if they're lowborn, they think that women are still beneath them.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's true.
it was interesting. I just, yeah, you're right. It's just, but you know, since they only had 2 days to go, there was an increase in these from Amazon. How to Train Your Dragon. So
Good job.
Okay.
I like it.
there was a big increase on that. So you know, just let you know.
Okay, very good. I like that. When she got the message, Simon fears treachery, and I love the fact that she immediately said, "Adam, come with me." She could
She
have
trusts
chosen.
him.
Yes, I think she does trust the artisan. What is his name?
Hugh Hammer.
You. Okay, I believe she appreciates. He has never disrespected anyone. And they saw what he did in the Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
So I think she just relies on him. But yes, he bent the knee. He says, "Man, my life's changed, woman, and I am loyal to you." So it was great. He did express it before anyone else.
And he's not too happy with Ulf either, especially when, he's
None
giving
of them
lip to
are.
Jay. And it's
You
like,
know that,
he lives here, right?
Liz, the picture that I redone for you with Aemon's eye, I swear this is the 3 dragons now. We have Adam, Hugh,
yeah,
and
I
then
agree.
Goofy Ulf all the way on the left.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh, I saw when you did that. Yeah, that was good. Rockers, you got us, man. It may be foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Cynthia, do you have any comments on that? Haley, anything? Because right after this, which we kind of already went over, is all the conversations. Richard, I don't know if you want to go ahead and comment on it, but we did. We went right to this. The conversation of Daemon and Alice and everything he sees. And then right after that, Aemon visits with Helena, and they have that conversation where it is intense. And she basically says,
I mean, that's, yeah, I know. And that whole thing with Aemon was, he was losing his crap. I mean, he's still losing it, right? And he don't care if she wants to ride or not. I mean, he grabbed her, right? Didn't he just grab her and say, "Come on, you're going to ride"? Woman.
That was earlier, yes, where Allison
Well, I mean,
pulls him off.
I guess
Yeah.
I was in the wrong spot, but I'm just saying,
No,
that
you're
whole
good, buddy.
the whole Aemon thing was really intense as he was
He's just
losing his
losing it.
crap. And trying to force her to ride was intense, and that was kind of like some kind of weird, I mean, uncomfortable.
Unlike him.
Huh?
It's kind of like, I kind of like to think it's unlike him that he would try to force his sister to do that, because up until this very episode,
Oh, right. Yeah.
he's always kind of baby doted her, just kind of left her, thought of her as like an innocent. But in this episode, he's just lost his mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you're right. You're right. But it doesn't seem what, after he saw all those dragons, I think he's just panicking. And it's unfortunate that he's still in that panic mode when he talks to her and tries to, you're going to ride. I don't care if you want to or not, and that was very, very,
He's
he's
usually
so-
very logical. But right now, he's just fueled on emotions. He's not thinking.
Yeah. Well, when you see that you've got a bunch of dragons and more than just you, as you're, he probably, his defense are probably still filled, and he's running around, and it was kind of disturbing that he wanted, he was trying to force her to ride that ride, and it was kind of, do you think it was kind of like maybe something to do? I don't know. It was just terrible that he was going that far off the reservation.
Well, as Cynthia says, he's desperate because he realizes now, and he mentions it to them, this isn't about us winning and losing. This is about our lives now.
Yeah.
And he does share that. Now, there is a question here. Liz and Hope, because obviously, Richard, both you and I don't know crap. Any speculation as to what the Ravens message also mentioned?
I need to go back and record that for posterity's purposes.
It's recorded at the 7:17 mark. It's 1 hour, 17 minutes, and about 1 second. It's right.
Yes. I'll play
Ladies,
that clip
proceed,
over and over
please.
again.
Yes, Cynthia thought that was funny. There you go. Go ahead, ladies.
You
You gonna go first, Liz?
No,
Okay.
you go first.
I'm hoping that he was smart enough to have
Jinx.
more information in it. That he would have been more specific with more details, but I'm not sure. It could have just been vague. I hope it wasn't, though, because she would need to know that that person is a traitor. If Damon doesn't tell her already, because he already knows.
Go ahead, Liz, because I do have an opinion on that.
I think Damon is going to tell her, and I think there might have been a whole lot more in that message than what we saw. I mean, there has to be.
Well, you can tell by the look on her face that there was more to it. Than,
Yeah, exactly. The facial expressions.
If you read her face, it's like there was more in there than what she said, and it was because she had that intense look on her. It got really intense, right, Liz?
Yeah.
There were some questions early on whether Strong was actually being loyal or not. I know we talked about that, where he says, "Well, I have taken the castle." It appears you have, or however. I know that we kind of implied that is he actually. Well, now we definitely know where his loyalty is. He has no loyalty to Laris, none whatsoever.
Yep.
And it was to Rhaenyra because he witnessed the effery that was going on. And he sent the crow right away.
Oh yeah.
And, she came running, and she brought backup, which was very smart. You always got to have your winged dragon with you. So we talked about that conversation between Damon and Alice. We talked about Aemon and Helena, where she says, "Dude, doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna die, and you're gonna end up being nothing." Says, "I should kill you for treason." She goes, "I'm not gonna change anything, homie." So
It won't matter.
it won't matter. It was a wonderful
Have at it.
conversation. And Richard, we also commented, I'm not sure if it was Liz or Hope that said, this was one of the only times that we didn't get cryptic comments or sentences from her.
Mhm.
They were full, straight out, conversation.
I think it was from Greg.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
I think it was
that said
Greg
that.
too.
Okay. All right. And
But you're right. I mean, Damon got, there was no cryptic message. It's like, this is what's going to happen, dude. And he's like, uh-oh, okay.
yeah.
Because before Damon kept getting all these cryptic messages all over the place, and he didn't know what that meant.
Well, we kind of joked about that, Richard, when the guy shows up, I forget his name again, Sir Alfred, when he arrives, And he said, "Hey, did you hear that?" He says, "Dude, this place is gonna have you, baby."
Yeah.
Yeah. that was real. That was
Yeah,
good.
because Damon's like, yeah, you'll get used to it. You'll get
We talked
Nope.
about
Kind
how-
of like the banter between Alice and Damon when they're walking up to the werewood. She's like, "You're not gonna say anything. There's no remarks. He's like, "At this point, no. Let's just keep going."
Yeah.
Yes.
You're right, Hope.
Yeah. It was really good. After that, we have the conversation that we talked about here, where Rhaenyra arrives, and Strong meets her halfway and says, "You got to check out what's going on." So he spelt it out for her. He says, "You got to see it for yourself." So I believe there was a lot more in there. So they went up, and she was pleasantly shocked. And we loved the way he knelt to her, and then everyone else knelt. I didn't see when Sir Alfred bolted, and I believe Rockers commented about these. Oh yeah, he ran.
Yeah, he did.
He
As soon
took
as
off.
that, yeah, he had this fearful look on his face and just took off.
Yeah,
Yep.
I loved how Rhaenyra, when he was down there and speaking to High Valyrian, she says, "By the way, you do this to me again. Arrow to you, homie Claus."
Mhm.
It was great, man. I loved it because she kept a straight face when she said it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's
You
and that
pull
was
this
you know,
again.
never mind. I'm sorry, Roger. Go ahead. I was
No, go ahead, buddy. No, it was the same thing I was repeating. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just how Damon did this quick about face. Like, hey, you're the queen. Let's get busy. And after because Damon was like all everything for himself, right? That's the whole time I've been watching the season was him doing what he wanted to do to have to take over and have all the power, and then here all of a sudden a complete about face where he wants to follow her into battle, and everybody else does too. And it's kind of weird when they first walked in, I thought they were having a town fair because everybody
Yeah, it
was
did
in
kind of look
color.
like that, didn't it?
They're like, oh
Yeah.
wow, so they're having a little town fair, goods and everything. And I liked how I liked how they had Damon walk through all that too. You got
Yes.
Damon was like,
Mm-hmm.
it was intense. I thought, how they had Damon and everybody just, this big, everybody moved aside for Damon. Well, plus
Yeah.
you would do that anyway. No matter what, you go, oh, it's Damon, get that guy out of the way, So, but that was very well filmed. I thought having him walk in like that. I don't know how the rest of you felt about that, but that was really, because you didn't know what he was going to do anyway. Because this is Damon, of course.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
All I
we
seen
did
was like
comment
a
about that.
line of people, and then an opening in the castle, and then Cyrax, and then just I'm like, "Where's Damon?" And there he goes. Just I see the crowd dispersing on each side, and he's just forging through.
Parting of the waves.
Oh yeah, with the dragon, and those people probably had to think, okay, are we going to live? Okay, what's going on? Are we going to live or die? Because that dragon's like, looking down, going, oh look, dinner. I mean, so
Well, I thought that was a really neat way that the producer and director started to do that, because you really got to see the huge amount of damage the Harrenhal had.
I did
Instead of
notice
just,
that.
Just the small close-ups from room to room. You got the big wide view of it with the open ceiling and then the dragon flying over.
exactly, Liz. That was good. That was nice to have that come in. But the dragon and her, and then Damon. I'm still thinking. I had to get Amon because Damon Funko Pop doesn't come out for another couple weeks. I was going to get that one too, but I guess it hasn't been released yet. So I was kind of disappointed that I could not get my other buddy Damon. I'd only have Patch here, so I guess. But anyway,
What did y'all think about when she landed?
Oh,
yeah,
When she originally landed, and all the people on the side were like,
Yeah.
"There's a dragon next to me."
well, I
Yeah.
loved it how
Yeah.
you see the dragons are flying and they all they begin to scatter because they don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
you're
good.
right. You're right. Hope they just it's like another day at the beach.
They were also like this. Simon was up here, and then Rhaenyra was down here. It was weird to see how she had to walk up. Why she didn't just fly up there.
No, exactly. I didn't think about that, Hope.
Well, I think the maester is still telling her she has to get her steps in.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, come on.
That was lame. So it was great, the call to arms by Damon, as we mentioned. And then, Richard, there's yet another conversation that takes place. And that's where the ships are ready to sail. And Alan lets Corliss have it. After all these years, you're trying to help me. Oh my God, dude, that was a wonderful conversation. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do, because I mean, that was another intense one too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, because I'm trying to. I mean, I can see it in my head, but I know it was intense because he's trying to help me after he wants to sail, and like that's weird. We've done it. You heard that before, where well, I'm trying to help you, and it's like, well, no, you're trying to help yourself.
yeah.
And we've all been there when someone would say that to us, trying to act like they're doing us a favor. And it's like, what the heck are you talking about? You're nuts. And then he's also picked a fine time to do all this too, because they're getting ready to go toward that blockade, right? So it's don't need disruption right now, but
Yeah.
So are we gonna have two different battles going on in the next episode?
Well, yeah. I'm figuring there's going to be something because they're going to try to run the blockade and then Harrenhal. Because Harrenhal holds the
Gullet
key.
and then Harrenhal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Cynthia, that she was brave to walk in alone, not knowing what to expect, but it paid off.
Yeah. This is Rocker's comment. So was Alice's angle just making Damon face his inner demons? I was speculating she could be bringing him to truth only for the sake of a higher sacrifice because of the black goat cult sacrifice. We did see that.
Yeah.
Goat.
Yep.
And I guess glad
He's
for
like
him. Right? Go, Hope.
Damon's gonna be like the Jorah Mormont.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
She's teaching him what he's gonna have to do, and he may end up having to sacrifice something.
Wow. And
You have to explain that one to Haley, who Jorah Mormont is.
well, also, I guess to go back, I mean, it's interesting that last episode we were talking about, Damon's growth. If he was making, growing when that dude was, bringing the armies together for him from the river and all that stuff. And we were talking about, well, we're going to see Damon grow. And I kept saying, no, he's going to get, revenge. And then all of a sudden he quickly grows in this episode. It was really fast. It was really a quick turnaround for him growing, I thought. I'm not saying he won't get revenge, but this was really a quick turnaround for Damon to do what he did as far as growth, don't you think? Or am I just grasping and straws?
I think this was a culmination of all of it.
Yeah, I was going to say he was there from episode 2 to episode 8. I don't think it was that short of amount of time.
Okay.
Right after this, we had Rhaena spies the dragon, and then we had a conversation which is probably where we left off right before Richard arrived. Mysaria and Rhaena struggle with what must be done. Mysaria is imploring her to take the initiative. You got to do what you got to do, and then they're talking about the ramifications she has to do by basically killing everyone as she asks who pays the price. And then this is the last major conversation of the entire program. Rhaenyra is awakened by a gold cloak, and then we see that Alicent has arrived at Dragonstone. Yeah. And the question is, who knows? No one. Then there was so much that happened. Alicent says, I lost my way. I just want to take my daughter and her son. Which I thought, is she talking about
her daughter, right?
Baby.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Her
yeah, and
daughter.
her baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the daughter. So it's Helena and her daughter. I put it as her son. And
I love this scene.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Hope, please, because I did take a lot of notes,
The
but this
reason
one was thinner.
the reason why I loved it was because it's just like everything they said at the very beginning before everything even took place, all of these marriages and stuff like that. And then even after they said, she kept telling Aegon, you are the threat. Just by living and breathing, you are the threat. So she knew before she even asked Rhaenyra to spare Aegon, because she said she knew that she came to terms that Aemon was going to bite the bullet. They're not going to let him live. But she wanted to try and save Aegon. But in that moment, I thought it was very fitting, considering the night she was mating with Crispin Cole and her daughter had to choose between her son and her daughter, that now she has to do the same.
Yep.
Oh,
A life or a son for a son, I believe
for
is
a
the term they used.
well, that's what Rhaenyra said, a son for a
Yeah.
son, because earlier it was an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
But now Alicent is having to be put in the same place her daughter was. So I thought it was very fitting.
It was very fitting how Alicent was saying, look, I had a chance to go out and smell the air and walk in the woods. She goes, oh, how good for you. Did you notice? Yeah, I mean, she was so, oh my God.
Oh my
Rhaenyra was
God,
so
she was-
sharp.
Yeah, she was just being a little sarcastic.
Yes. Yes.
You're like, oh wow, well, great, good for you, but you know what? And it's like, yeah, and she like, because it's like, I got shit to do, and sorry, but I got crap to do, and you're telling me this? Come on.
She also talked about, well, look, I had to maintain this. Oh, yes, I know. You had to remain clean, your honor and all this. She goes, yeah, I did. And don't go after me for honor, woman. I mean,
I wanted
back
them
at
to
Rhaenyra.
know it was Cole for both of them. I'm still waiting for that.
She did, though. She did say that. And Rhaenyra then said, it's too late.
Oh, yeah. Did you? Yeah.
Doesn't she say something like it's more than me, kind of like she did with Kristen Cole when he wanted her to run away?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rocker says, oh, thank you, Cynthia. Yes, I didn't see that one. Son for son. Sorry. And then Rocker says, seems like roles are inverse now, with Alicent favoring a carefree life and Rhaenyra being bound by duty for the crown. Yes. I did appreciate how Alicent did clap back on that one, on the whole thing of, keeping your virtue.
Well, another thing too, real quick now, was that Rhaenyra was thinking that she wouldn't have to go to war once she got all these dragons, right? She thought this was going to be that, deterrent.
Yeah.
Like you said, well, that's not this is a deterrent. I mean, like with the United States and Russia, they both have all these nuclear messes.
Mutual assured destruction.
Yeah, mutual assured destruction, and that's what she was hoping for. And then they said, no, we're still going to have to do this. We're going to have to go burn crap, right? And so now she's got that mindset. She had to change her mindset. Now that's bothering Rhaenyra too, right? That's what I felt. What about you guys? Did you get the same thought that she's now?
She doesn't want to do it, but she has to.
Has to.
Right, and that's why she's got this. Shut up. I mean, come on.
She really is the daughter of Jacaerys in every which way. She is. She understands the decisions she's making. But folks, at this point, she's waffling way too much, because it was no accident in this episode. Help me out, everyone. There was at least 4 people that told her, you have to strike. And it wasn't, in 3 weeks, 5 weeks. No, now you have an advantage. It was said 6 dragons. Sometimes they said 7 dragons.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, Raj. And that's weighing on her now, because she that's like you guys said. I mean, she thought she was going to be able to just have a deterrent and go on for get some kind of peace going on, but they told her, no, we're still going to have to go to battle. So she has to make these decisions to go and wipe out these cities, right? And innocent people.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Cynthia, way to go. I was about to comment. It feels like a trap. Too easy. I don't trust Allison. Um, in that conversation, she says, "Look, he's going to Harrenhal, okay?" And Rhaenyra, she like, "Oh, okay, that was serious." She's like, "Well, I just got back from Harrenhal." Like, me has a big old trap for you, but okay, didn't say a word. But she did flinch. She didn't just like open her eyes. I mean, she genuinely flinched. And she then says, "Look, fly to King's Landing in 3 days. Helena's going to be in command.
Yep.
I have sway over my daughter. She will lay down the arms, and you will take the Iron Throne." And then she says, "Yeah, well, what about Aegon? He's broken. He is sad. He's alone." He says, "You still defend him. A son for a son. Choose." And it was horrible how you could see Allison, Emma D'Arcy.
Both of them.
Oh my word! What?
Both of them. Both
Okay,
of them.
Yes, the acting was phenomenal, but you could see Allison work it through and deciding before she said it. Oh my God! Yes, they are phenomenal at what they do, but seeing Allison work it through, you could see. She should have stuck, or she should have struck when Aemon killed Lucerys. Yeah, she should have struck. Yeah. What do you guys think Allison will do when Aera goes looking for a missing Aegon? See that the audience knows. Yep. It was. It is great acting, and I'm glad I was corrected.
Yeah.
I would only say it was phenomenal acting. I saw that one moment, being a parent, I saw her work through it, and to have to make that decision, unreal. But yes, I got corrected on that, and she made the choice. And then we get the Lord of the Rings Return of the King endings, where we see the dragon riders prepare to fly. Then Rhaena chasing the dragon again. Allison is walking through the halls. The armies march. And what I thought was Vhagar was not. It is not Vhagar. It is someone else
it's
on
Tesseron.
the side. Who?
It's Tesseron.
That's Daeron's.
Yes. Is that the Blue Queen or something they say? Or
that's Alicent and Viserys' youngest son and his dragon.
Yeah.
They have 4 kids, not 3. Why they didn't ask about? Why Rhaenyra didn't ask about him?
Yeah, that's who it was. Okay,
he would be next in line, wouldn't he not?
Yeah. No, it's all good, Cynthia. No, we're sorry that you had the lag. Right after that, we see the dragon flying, and they're on their way to attack. Then we see the Starks are moving south, and then the Lannisters, I think, are coming in from the east.
I can't wait to see one of the dragons eat the lions.
Oh,
I know.
Because Damon made a comment saying that Caraxes likes to eat pigs, and I'm wondering, does he like to eat lions?
Oh, but didn't we see lions in the caravan an episode or 2 ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going towards Harrenhal, so I'm waiting. I'm like, I wonder if Caraxes likes lions.
So based on the way they were trying to do the view, the High Towers are coming in from the west. The Lannisters are coming in from the east, because as it was getting dark, the sun was off in the distance, so they're coming in from the east. And then the Starks are coming in from the north. Daemon surveys the army. Allison is walking out. This is a big castle at this point.
She's smirking.
She's what?
She was starting to have a smirk.
Yeah, you noticed that too, that little bit on her face.
I didn't know if it was her playing at something or just her feeling free. Like it's finally over.
Oh, I don't trust that woman as far as I can throw her.
Alicent?
Yeah. I have.
She's always been honest.
I didn't see. She's been honest to Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Yes, and her counsel to her son, and yes, she has been honest, but you know, come on, I mean, it was Rhaenyra forever, and at the last minute, the guy who's in a drug-induced haze, and she misinterpreted, but okay. After that, we see the uh, the Lannister fleet sailing, I guess, to the west as well with Tylan and the Admiral. Then we see uh,
Corlys.
Alan and Corley's board, the Queen.
Never
He
was.
never was.
That never was. Rhaena then finds the wayward dragon and it hisses at her. I was like, okay. Otto awakes from his slumber, but is he in captivity?
Oh yes.
By whom?
I think Lord Foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Larry's. Definitely.
Ooh.
It looks like the same bars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Alicent finally leaves Dragonstone. And then we see Larys and Aemon are traveling away together. So I guess, hey, I guess Larys is into a lot of stuff. And then we see Alicent and Rhaenyra. They're looking in different directions, almost like Janus, the Roman god or the Greek, I don't know which one. And then we see Rhaenyra is amongst the scrolls, which, if you think on how the last episode ended, we will make an army of bastards. She's by the scrolls, which was a failed attempt. And then we see Alicent leaving the castle, and I think it was the image of the flowers or something. I don't know. And it went dark. Anyone think we'll see an army from the Vale make a surprise in season 3? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they're getting a dragon. So supposedly. There it is, folks. Wow. Your thoughts? What did we miss? What did it go? Let's get it done, guys. This was a lot. Liz, I understand what you said. I was, when the episode ended, my whole thing was Star Trek, the 5th season of DS9, they're going to war. Okay. I wasn't that disappointed because a lot of stuff happened in this episode. There were a lot of answers. But one major thing that was not answered, did Daemon kill the guy, chop his head off?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That kind of got lost in all of this, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I'm still confused because I don't understand why Rhaenyra didn't ask about Daeron and why Alicent didn't ask, because he would be the next in line.
Alicent knew that he was coming because that was even mentioned when she was already out of the council room by then. Remember?
I think she was out of the council room because she doesn't even know the hierarchy's coming.
Yeah, okay.
But wouldn't that be something they would talk about?
Well, they did. With Rhaenyra, they did tell her, okay, well, they've got Helena's dragon. He starts to remind her, and then she says, and they've got Darren's dragon. She's like, well, he can't be much bigger than Jace's dragon. He's gonna be
but
tiny
still,
too.
he would be the next in line. Wouldn't she want to kill him too? He's a male heir.
Mm.
Does she know about him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yes, she does.
Okay.
They told her about how you say his name, the dragon. Is it Jassarion, Liz?
Jassarion.
Yeah. So she does know. I just don't know why they talk about him a little and then he just disappears.
Well, I always thought he was the youngest son. So you've got Aemon, then you've got
Helena.
and then Helena is actually older than Aemon.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got Aegon, Helena, which doesn't really count, unfortunately, Aemon, and then Darion. So if you still have two that are alive, I really didn't see her paying much attention to the third. You've got the heir and a spare, and then a third spare.
That's kind of a nice little rhyme there.
I just figured if she was knocking out anyone that can claim she would have mentioned him in that conversation.
I think he has been so out of sight, out of mind. And like I said, she's been dealing with the other two much more visual, bigger threats.
Aegon,
Helena's younger.
Aemon.
Okay, so Helena is younger than Aemon. Okay.
Thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate that.
What did you? I mean, never mind, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to say something about
No,
Aegon,
dude, that's you. You're speaking.
Yeah.
You didn't interrupt anyone. Go.
Well, when they were talking, when Aegon leaving, and they were trying to give Aegon this nickname, and then he said, "What nickname did he give himself? Aegon
The Victorious.
or some kind of sweet little name, Aegon."
Oh, he said Aegon the Realm's Delight.
Yeah.
What?
He was saying that they gave Aegon a name. It's like Aegon the Victorious or something like that. But Aegon instead responded back with Aegon the Realm's Delight.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. That sounded like a little, some kind of ice cream thing you'd get down at Dairy Queen. But still, that was a little pompous, I thought. But it's also we got a lot of information from Aegon's injuries that we didn't need to hear about. But about his lower
I
half.
could visualize that after that
Yeah,
particular.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I think we figured that out on our own. We didn't have to have it, But
So
but
Liz,
now he knows that he has to sit down to do do his business because it runs down his leg when he's standing up, I guess. So now so it's interesting that they're wanting him to run so he can come back as the king again. So I don't know. That's interesting. I think you brought that up, Pope. But what happened? What will they do when they find out that Aegon is gone and he's going to go live with the goat people? Right? Is that correct?
mm-hmm.
Well, they're going to go to not Essos. They were going to go
Pentos.
to Pentos.
Pentos.
Yes. Yeah.
But still
by the
used
way,
to refer to it as the goat people, didn't he? Hope he said, "Do you want me to go live with
Yes.
the goat people?"
oh
So-
yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna refer to them as the goat people.
yeah,
what
you're
we're
right.
That's what he said. I'm just
Well,
Cynthia
He
says,
gave them a more derogatory name.
yeah.
yeah.
Realms of Light took Rhaenyra's name, and then Rocker says, Realms of Light sounds like a cocktail. Go Aegon! Wow.
Liz, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So is Helena pregnant right now?
I was wondering the same thing.
Mm.
I was wondering the same thing. And in truth, I almost kind of wondered, was Aemon maybe forcing her as well? Just the
Mhm.
familiarity they had out there on the balcony.
Okay, hold on a minute. All right, time out. There has to have been something more than just showing her little baby bump. Because if that's what you guys are saying, there's a baby bump there. Fine. I may have missed that because out of dignity, you just don't ask.
Well,
Where
if you know the
else?
history from Game of Thrones
Yep.
storyline, you know that Helena has 3 children, not 2.
2.
Oh, you rat. That's right.
And we're just wondering if they're going to stick to that or if they're going to write it out.
Oh, good one.
Because obviously we know Aegon can't do anything right now.
Or ever again.
That was clear. So she'd either have to be pregnant now or gets pregnant in the next episode.
Yeah, because folks, if we casually talked about this from the end of season 1 to basically what has passed at most a month.
Well, that's some
Maybe 2
amazing
months?
healing if it's 1 or 2 months with those burns.
Depends if we go off of
Yeah,
Bloom's
right.
timeline or the actual timeline.
Yeah, you're right because Aegon did heal, and I don't think he got any of Kelly's nanites. So
Exactly. And he didn't go down until like halfway through the season.
yeah, because
I'm over here.
he's gone from
Right.
being up in the bed, and all of a sudden he's getting help walking around the room a little bit. So yeah,
And
That
now all of a
is kinda
sudden
quickly.
he's in the carriage. He can tolerate that kind of ride, and his eye,
Yeah,
the side
yeah,
that was
you're right.
burned, is now open again, and he can talk fine.
This Maester is awesome. I wonder if
Yeah.
they would have allowed him to treat King Viserys the same way if he would have lived longer, or because whatever he seems to be doing with Aegon is like fast tracking. Help.
Remember, he wanted to treat Viserys. They wouldn't let him.
Yes. Nope.
And we
So I
have
wonder-
Game of Thrones history that people don't want to treat. Look at what happened, Tarly, right? The
Yeah,
young
Sam
man
Tarly with Jorah
with yep. And
with the grayscale.
And you know what was great? Just looking back at the scene, it was absolutely awesome. When he does that, he gives him the hidey ho. He says, "All right, I want you to start translating all those documents."
Mhm.
But he said, "Hey, dude, you disobeyed my orders." Yeah, you guys all remember that. It's back to reality, son. You saved a man's life, but get to work. That's your
Sam's like, to hell with this. I'm out of here.
yeah. That was well done, though, especially the actor who was the Maester. It was very well done. I'm sorry, I just remembered that scene right now. In the chat room, guys, any other additional thoughts? Your yay or nay on the episode, because you've been here. Look. There was a lot of drama. Some programs say this was very a talky program, but everyone has to talk. There were some incredible conversations, and they were all near the end of the episode. Because if you look at it, there were 4 in a row. Then we had a few scenes, and then we had the final one between Alicent and Rhaenyra. This was a powerful episode, drama-wise. I thought it was good. I don't think it was the best. I don't think it was even very good. I did not catch the computer errors or the stuff that you said, the special effects. Some of it was lacking. I didn't notice that. I'll have to watch it the third time.
Look at when Daemon is up right after he has destroyed. I can't think of the name of it. All I could think of is what it was called afterwards. I didn't want to say that. But if you look, he's supposed to be up there on the dragon. The CGI is completely still except for a little wind in his hair. Doesn't move, doesn't bounce, doesn't do anything. And to me, it was really bad CGI.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, they
this
usually
is the
allow
last
for like the dragon breathing, and they didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Well, this is the last episode, so maybe they were out of funding. So
That could be.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I didn't notice that. So I'm surprised. Yeah. So good catch. I didn't notice it. So
I didn't either.
So
I remember who Ulf reminds me of now.
Who?
Sir Bronn from Game of Thrones.
Possibly, yeah.
Alfred?
No, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater.
Right, but you meant Sir Alfred, right?
No,
Or no?
Ulf. Ulf.
Fish boy.
Very much for himself.
Oh, so she agrees with you. I thought it was me. The dragon's dead. Whoa,
Dead.
pardon me. The dragon's neck moved. Thank God I didn't finish that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. So she caught it as
I'll
well.
have to remember that on the rewatch.
No, I didn't finish it. It was like I even caught myself like, oh, you're about to butcher that one. So,
All right.
I'm sorry. It's my Latin accent.
Right.
Overall, Richard, I know that you joined us a bit late. I don't know what your general thoughts on the episode was, but tell us now. What'd you think of the episode?
We've had a lot of talky episodes after the episode 5 when we had all the dragon battles. Was that the episode or whatever episode that was?
Yeah, Rourke's something or other, right?
After
Rook's
the big
Rest?
battle.
Rook's Rest. Rook's Rest. Sorry.
And then after that, we've had all you kept saying, well, this is a strong dialogue episode, but that kept going and going, and then it continues into 8. And I thought, I guess it was myself that I got myself pumped up that we'd actually see some dragon battles getting ready to go here in, some kind of violence going on here in 8, where the big cliffhanger. And so I guess I was disappointed because I kind of pumped myself up for number 8, even though it was a good, like you said, Roger, it was a nice little dialogue thing, and pieces being moved again, and alliances being changed around, and minds being changed. But I guess to me, I was thinking that it was going to have one of those. We're getting ready to go to battle. Dragons are some fighting going on, but
Me too.
and so I guess maybe I put myself into that mindset. I don't know.
You're
But
not the only one, Richard.
I'm not saying
thought-
it's a bad episode, but this was not this to me. It was not the season ender that I was expecting, and maybe since they find out that maybe that's the price you pay when you find out you have 2 more seasons to go, that you can kind of slow this puppy down.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Cynthia asked, any book readers? She is. I've started to read the books. I have them all on Kindle. Oh, okay, Liz and both Hope. See, I got it right when I
Little
said
bit.
ladies. They're asking you. They're not asking Richard or myself.
Is
It's-
Liz
I
up there on your screen too? Is she above me?
She's
Because I
above
was
you.
pointing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, she is. No, you see the same thing. I thought both
Okay.
of Sea Dragon's sons turned into dragon riders. Did that happen in the book?
No.
Okay.
Right, Liz?
I'm sorry, I was off screen for a
I
minute.
know,
had to
sorry.
figure out-
Do Adam and Alan in the book, because they have different parentage in the book than they do on the series, do they both turn into
Oh.
dragon riders in the book? And I don't think they do. I think only
No,
one
they
does.
don't. They don't.
So, Sea Smoke was taken by Adam, no matter what, in the book, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But not the others. Yeah.
Okay.
I need them to read the books. I want them to find out the parentage
Actually,
thing.
I am going to, since I have time to do so. I'm not going to admit when I bought these books, but I bought them on, I think it was either Thanksgiving or Good Friday. The entire 5 books for Game of Thrones were like $9.95
Are you serious?
on Kindle. Yeah. So I have them, and I've been poking my nose in there from time to time, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read them this year. Now, folks, a lot of people were saying that Game of Thrones will not be on for 2 years. That's incorrect. That's not correct, because when HBO announces that they're going to already go to second season, they've already started the production, which is writing and doing that stuff. We're going to have Game of Thrones again, unless there's some strike or something that ruins it. But no, this whole thing that we're going to have to wait 2 years again, no. The only reason why we had to wait 2 years was because of these blasted strikes. And folks, don't get me wrong, I'm a working man. I get it. I support you. Don't throw that back at me. Okay. So when HBO's on schedule, which they are, I don't see a reason why we will not have Game of Thrones next year, roughly at about the same time. Your thoughts on that?
Do they have? Are they currently filming for House of the Dragon right now? Because usually when we're finishing a season, they're usually already filming the next season.
That I do not know. I do not know, because I just know that on episode 1 they did what they always do. Season 3 is coming.
I feel like that's a Michael question.
Yeah, and the only thing I know right now, which would make me wonder if they were filming or not, is Darian has not been cast yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I see the dragon now, but I don't see him. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And granted, don't get me wrong, that was actually filmed and in production, months ago. But as of still currently, from some of the stuff that I've heard, they haven't cast him yet.
I hope
So.
they pick someone beautiful for him.
Well, they haven't
Oh.
told me yet.
You know what? All right. Okay. Mr. Condell just bitch slapped me
Oh.
5 hours ago on USA Today. House of the Dragon. See, folks, you're going to see it right here, right now. I'm not making this up. I am pissed off. Very good, Rockers. Very good. I just did a look while we were talking. I'm not making it up. There it is. House of the Dragon season 3 has not yet received a premiere date on HBO, but on Monday, and I do read Variety, yes, Condell confirmed that season will go into production in early 2025. Knowing that, we may
We're gonna
not
be
see
waiting.
it till 2026.
They killing me.
They are killing me. Oh,
Yep.
for the love of
They're-
for the
they're
love of the
bad-
7 gods.
They're trying to balance several different shows all coming out, though. That might be why.
That's what I was about to say, because they have like 4 or 5 that they're working on.
I know.
Oh, right. So okay, folks, in the chat room. Oh, you know what, Cynthia? Sorry, I missed that. When does Egg, another spinoff, start? Okay, I was about to ask about that. So, has the Snow one been officially canceled?
Yes.
Okay. The one with Mr. Snow up north beyond the wall, that's canceled. I understand there's one called The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You guys know anything about that one?
I just heard the name. I haven't heard anything else.
Oh, there it is. The Seventh Night spinoff start. I know that one, yes. And I'd also heard about this one, The Egg. So let's see. House of the Dragon season 3 begin
Dunk and
filming in
Egg.
2025 first quarter. Dunk and Egg is next series. I heard about that.
What does that mean?
That is one of the
Thrones.
series. Yes. Dunk
Yeah.
and Egg.
That sounds like a breakfast thing to me.
It's the
but,
Tales of Dunk and Egg. So I'm going to do another search. Dunk and Egg production.
Egg as an Aegon?
No.
Correct.
It's
But it is an Aegon, but it's a different Aegon. Remember, you're doing
The
House of
third.
Dragons.
Right?
okay. The only thing that came up. Okay, here we go. Oh wow. I'm gonna share this with my co-host and everyone in the chat room as well. Give me guys no Kid Harrington. Thank you, Cynthia. Let me share it with my co-host as well. So we're gonna go to it right here. Let me remove that comment. This is from Redanian Intelligence. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, aka Dunk and Egg series, gets a schedule update. Oh, okay. 2024 will be an interesting year. This is on January 5th. Season 3 writing is getting underway. Okay. But also the Dunk and Egg series, aka A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Hedge Knight, will be filmed this year. Yes, actually, I have an answer to that. The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is in between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. So
Correct.
if House of the Dragon was 200 years, I guess this is about 100 years. It's not a prequel to House of the Dragon, but a prequel to Game of Thrones. I thought Dunk and Egg was its own, but looking at this, it is aka A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I'm still trying to do the timeline to figure out who I'm looking at.
Do you remember? Have you seen Game of Thrones? First of all,
Yes.
okay. Do you remember at the wall? There's that
The blind guy?
very elderly man.
hmm
Oh, that's right. That's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
What's
you
his
would,
name
actually.
again?
Go ahead.
He kept calling for Aegon.
That I remember.
Yeah.
But we have so many Aegons. I didn't know if they were my Aegon the 3rd, Aegon
Yeah.
the 4th, the 5th. So that'd be the 4th, would it not?
Oh God, I have to think about that.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah.
I just knew exactly what she was about to say. I knew something. Wow.
What was his name?
Out of
Wasn't
my
it
brain.
something that starts with an A? The
Richard.
old guy at the wall.
I actually thought it was Aemon also. Cynthia, do you remember who it is? The one at the wall, the one that kept saying egg? In the
Eros or Eros or
in
something?
the series. Because I thought his name was Aemon as well. But I'm almost assuredly wrong on that one.
Now, I'm not entirely sure you are wrong.
I know it gives
So
you
is this
so
based
much.
on Oh, go ahead, Roger. I'm
I
sorry.
think it was Maester Aemon.
You're right. You're right.
There. Okay.
But I thought he
When you
went by
said
something
Maester
else.
in front of it, it all clicked.
Okay.
I knew one thing. Oh, what? Are we gone, Team Black? Or did you just go black for a moment? That's funny.
Did I accidentally do something?
No, you're here. You're here with us right now.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
screen went down for a second and then came back
Okay,
up.
that was weird. Okay.
Okay.
Weird things happen. Okay, so there we are. All right. So, what did you guys
Where
think
do
of the
y'all think
episode?
Otto is?
I have no idea where he is,
Sorry.
but seeing that I did catch that he is behind bars.
Yeah.
I just want to know where he's at.
I don't think we're going to find out for a bit.
Oh well. Yeah, we're not going to find out for. Sorry, I held back my sarcasm. That's why you heard there's a little lower.
Growl, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Sorry.
Don't worry, Roger. It'll give you plenty of time to catch up on the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm able to read all that stuff. Actually, I'm trying to log into Amazon right now on my computer, and I didn't realize I hadn't updated the password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kirk. Just kidding. Actually, the passcode should have been if I really wanted to be oh my god, what's the Reliant code? 163. Oh yeah, 16309. That should have been the password. The prefix number to the USS Reliant.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, there is some lag now. It's Aemon. Okay.
Anyways, my feelings pretty much have not changed regarding this. I just really hated that it was building up and building up and building up, and I was so excited to watch it. Then it was like, it left me flat. It's like, I'm going to be slightly graphic. You build up and you build up and you build up with your partner, and then they leave you flat. That's kind of my feeling on that. That's like the only thing that I had figured out. It took you that long to figure that out.
I was listening to you. I was just trying to log in Amazon right now. The 6th Aegon.
Oh, he's
Okay.
6? Okay.
Wow.
That's a lot of them.
It's like the only thing that I had kind of figured out that was coming, but I really liked how they did it with the High Valyrian and everything. So it was just private between the two of them, was Daemon bending the knee. You know, and like I said earlier, the whole scene with Ulf, I literally was disgusted by it. And the thing that bugged me is we still don't have a Krispy Kreme.
Say what?
Crispy is not fried yet.
Or are you talking about Kristen Cole? Oh,
Because
we
Crispy's
forgive
not
you,
crispy yet.
Cynthia. Yeah. We forgive you, Cynthia. She says, sorry, the 5th one.
Hey, I was guessing.
yeah. But other than that, like I said, there to me there were some flaws that I didn't particularly care for. So
On the episode, right?
on the episode, some of the
Yeah.
acting
Well, I mean,
was
they fast
phenomenal.
forwarded so much.
Yeah, I mean, I will give the actors credit. Some of the acting was really, really outstanding and good. It was just some of the stuff the writers and the directing of it was just not great, as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Hope, your comments on the episode.
I just felt like it was lackluster because they fast forwarded through so much that they could have slowed down on, like the transition between the Rhaenyra and Alicent being children to being an adult, Helena as well. Because when we think back to when they had children, we look at them as the adult versions, but when they had children, they were still the younger versions. They could have showed that more then, and they just fast forwarded through everything. So it's not shocking that we were expecting more, because of how they kept it going, just back to back to back to back. Krispy Kreme.
Yep. Too. That was good. I'm embarrassed to say that there it is. I got it. Remember, I said the Game of Thrones. I have all 5 books in one. I purchased it on November 30th, 2013.
Oh my goodness.
Well, of
I
course.
wonder if it
was
shows
less
how much I
expensive
purchased
then.
it for. No, that was not the price then. It was on sale.
You'd have to go into your orders, and I don't think you want to do that here.
Yeah, it's 2013, man. But I do have them,
I
and
know what was ordered then.
yeah, I'm gonna get to the. So I have the 5 primary books. I think there's still one more, right? Because I have Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm and Swords, A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons. Is there another one, or is that it?
Can't remember.
Oh, Ice and Fire. Is that?
Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up.
Yeah.
What's the names right there?
I have Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons. Actually, it's Fire and Blood and Ice and Fire, right?
Fire.
Oh, I need to add those. And then A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Says, I wish they would have gave some insight on
That
Arya
too.
Strong and Rhaenyra's romance. It went
Yeah.
by so fast.
They rushed everything,
Yes, they did.
and now
And-
now they just decide to pump on the brakes.
Yeah, the creator himself said, "Man, I could have done." Yes, I've had it since then. Judge me as you so see fit. I have, and I may be having internet connections, so I do apologize if I end up losing the connection. Okay, it's back. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna read them over the next year, and I'll be ready to go. Actually, I have a year and a half then, I guess. Wow.
You got plenty of time.
All right, I'll start reading them.
You could have a little book club then, Raj.
Well, I was trying to have that book club, and no one wanted to be a part of the book club when I announced it last year. I said, "I want to do a book club." Oh, we lost Liz again.
Oh
Yeah, she just left. Damn it. Yeah, I know, rockers. I think we're at the last gasp. Roger, Liz, Hope, Michael, Richard, and Greg. I thank each of you for sharing the House of the Dragon season. You made my show experience much more insightful and fun. Thank you, friends. No, thank you, rockers, for sharing with us.
Exactly. Thank
Looking
you.
forward. Dude, let me tell you, your comments, we live for it. And I think you had commented on one of the Battlestar Galactica ones. I was sharing that one. Adama going gangster. That was so funny. I love that quote,
you
Rocker.
left me.
Liz,
No, I just had a.
Rockers
What?
just sent this message. Roger, Liz, Hope, Michael, Richard, and Greg. I thank each of you for sharing the House of the Dragon season. You've made my show experience much more insightful and fun. Thank you, friends.
Oh,
Looking
it's been
forward to
awesome, rockers.
and we are as well. We are, and we'll see. Whenever we have any major updates, we'll probably do something like that. But I don't know. We have a lot of programming going on, as everyone knows. A lot of programming, and here it is again. Head on over to ndbmedia.net, folks. There are so many guests from the ARC and others that are scheduled. Just from the ARC, we have over 10 guests already confirmed, and that is on. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know, Cynthia. I will send you an invite. Cynthia's like, oh, damn. I will, and it'll be good. Cynthia, would love to have you join us. Seriously, to be on air. You're starting off the same way Faith. Hope did. Because I have faith in you. Hope that was the first year she was there in the chat room, among others as well. And Hope made the jump, and we are so ever happy for it. And rockers, dude, whichever, I don't know. I apologize. If you want to join us, let me know, man. It'd be great. It'd be great, guys. That's how Liz started. That's how the Queen Who Never Was started. And you guys all know the story of how Richard, we were on Blog Talk Radio. We saw each other's programs. Aw. Well, by you being here, we don't feel alone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Cynthia. I have to tell you, Cynthia, straight up, in my universe, of all the people I know, Cynthia, you are one of the closest that actually has chosen to spend time. I'm the one that's blown away, Cynthia. Now, my sisters, Alma, started watching some of the programs too, which have floored me. But Cynthia, you're in my universe. You're one of the, you're one of the closest ones. So I thank you for joining us. So I guess we're coming to that. Is there anything else, guys, that you want to talk about, or are we at that point where we are done?
I think that's
Wow.
it.
I will tell you that Greg, Michael, Richard, Liz, Hope, Rockers, Cynthia, and we've had
Haley.
Haley. Yes,
Haley, yeah.
saw her name right there. Thank you. Yes. And we've had others that have commented as well that have joined us along this ride. You make it for us, man. And being able to get together to do this and knowing where all of us are in the world, this is awesome. Think about that, guys. We're on StreamYard. The connection's instant. 10 years ago, there was a lag. That still existed and made it difficult, and now not anymore. So we thank you for joining us. And I am saddened that we're on this episode now. Yeah. So it came and went. All right. We'll do an episode of after we see the preview. We'll talk about what we think is coming. So we'll do a pre-season 3, and then we'll get into the episodes if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
Ditto, Cynthia. Ditto. Okay. Any announcements? Anything? Okay.
I think
Ah,
you pretty
guess
much
we just
covered
gotta
it.
wait and see.
Yeah. I think we will be doing the other programs, though. We will do those as well. We're in the Game of Thrones universe. So, all right, then that's going to be it. This was a good episode. I wish there would have been more, but yeah, episode 8. We're going to see what's going to happen next year. Thank you, everyone. I thank my co-host, Greg, who was here earlier, Michael, who could not make it, Richard, thank you, Liz, thank you, and Hope, thank you, Haley, Rockers, Cynthia. Yeah, we're good. I guess we'll see you guys on the other side. And yes, that's from Star Trek, okay? We'll see you guys on the other side. In the Vale, in the Riverlands, or flying cover for Rhaenyra, as Sea Smoke did in this episode. We'll see you guys. Because we're always flying cover for Rhaenyra.